Live on TikTok, huh?
No, not TikTok. Sorry. Um.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Hello, 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 and all right. We should be going live on all three platforms. So hopefully that's so. We should be live on Instagram, YouTube, and the Facebook page. So hello to everybody. Janine, oh good, I can see you. So thank you so much for coming. And hey Erica, thank you so much for being here. Whew, Jesus,
Oh, let
take
me
the
see.
wheel.
Okay. Hello, Erica. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Miss Addie, thank y'all so much. Well, good day, good day, good day. I'm excited, y'all. I look, it is So Let's Talk Day, and I have a great guest here with me, Natita Lathan, and I'm sure most of you are familiar with Miss Natita. All right. So we're here, as I said, we're gonna have a casual conversation, chatting it up about all that she's got going on. And so let me know where you're watching from. Some of you are watching from YouTube, I can see, and some of you are watching from Instagram. If any of you are watching from the Facebook page, let me know. Might not be able to see your comments, but anyway, I thank you for coming, and please share this out. Make sure you share this out. We're gonna spend maybe about 45 minutes to an hour with Natita because she got a lot going on, y'all. She got a lot going on. We didn't even mention the the Black History Pattern Makers challenge that you do every year, the annual challenge. So, y'all, hurry up and go grab something to drink, grab something to nibble on, and sit back and let's get into it. Natita, how
Yes,
are you?
ma'am. Hey, Miss Alethea.
It's been a long while since we really sat down and chat with each other.
It has been. I don't even remember when the last time was, but I do remember when we kind of all first came together was way back in the Periscope days.
Periscope. Yeah, everybody loves the Periscope. Hey, Gloria. So I might, hey, Tawanda, listen, I might periodically, y'all know I like to shout people out and I like to say hey to some folks. So y'all, if y'all get upset, I'm sorry. That's just how I am. All right. And Tawanda, not Tawanda, but Tanya, good day, good day, good day. But anyway, let's get back into it. Natita, last time we talked, and like you said, this was going back into the Periscope days. That's been, oh, what, 7, 8 years ago?
No,
Or
Periscope had to be like 11, 12 years ago.
has it been that long? Oh my goodness.
Easy,
I
because
think y'all,
I don't think I was on Periscope since we've been here in Texas, and we've been here 9 years.
oh yeah, you're right, because that was like what, 2014, 15, 16, somewhere along in there. Oh my
10,
God, yeah.
12 years, something like that. Yeah.
Wow, time fly. Y'all, I think I'd be sleeping like Rip Van Winkle. Time just be going by. Time just be going by. But listen, last time, well, I remember, I know a lot has gone on since the Periscope days, but when I first met you, you did have Fabric Boutique already. And
Yes.
you were doing pillows at the time. Like, were they prayer pillows or?
Yep. Prayer
Yeah.
devotional pillows, prayer journals. Yep.
Yeah, because I do remember I did as you know, we were doing, and I still do support it was the Lydia Project at that time, but now it's Cancer Support Services. But you supported us doing one of our events, our La Dessert Auction, and forwarded some stuff to us. You also had the prayer journal. Are you still doing the prayer journal?
Yes. Yes. All of that is through more of the ministry based business that I have, the Fabric Boutique. So yes, I still do all of that. And that has grown too over the years.
Okay, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.
Absolutely.
So listen, all right. So now that's a great segue into everything, and y'all, um, we're gonna get to the sewing retreat because that's one of the reasons why we came. Natita has her second annual sewing retreat that's coming up, but let's let's kind of casually, slowly go into that. Let's start off where it all started. So first of all, there might be some people watching Natita that just might not know who you are. This might not know. So, so tell us who you are. Tell us how it all got started, and then we'll just kind of lead into the other things.
Well, thank you, Alethea, for that. I'm sure a lot of people that's in your group or that's connected to you haven't the slightest idea who I am.
Oh, she kind of froze on me. I don't know if you can hear me, Natita, but you kind of froze there for a minute. All right, so as we
On
wait for her,
YouTube,
okay.
Instagram, Facebook. Uh-oh, did we go out?
Yeah, you kind of froze on me for a second. So we lost some of
Uh-oh,
what you were
sorry about that.
saying.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me start over.
Oh.
For those who might not know me, I'm Natita with So Natural Dane, and I am on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And so Natural Dane just really started out, quite honestly, my YouTube started out as a beauty and natural hair channel, actually. And I one realize I'm not into makeup like that. I
Mhm.
don't buy a bunch of makeup and do all of that. So that fizzled real fast. But I enjoy watching the content. I enjoy watching beauty content and different content like that. And then for natural hair, I did that for a little bit because I was doing my hair all the time, natural hair, product junkie, all of that. But then that fizzled out because I'm not into it like that, where I'm always showing twist outs and all these other different things. And so that fizzled out. But what I started doing was sewing. And what I found was at the time, shortly after we moved from Wisconsin to Texas, my beloved Great Dane had passed away. And talk about depressed, everything. But what
Mm.
through that pain drew me back into sewing garments for myself. I was slowly getting back into it. I grew up sewing, was sewing off and on for years. But then once my dog had passed away, then I got in back into it and have been consistently over the what's that's been 8 years or so now sewing garments and everything. And so once I got back into sewing, I had initially, I think many people said this years ago, 8, 9 years ago on YouTube, there really wasn't anybody showing sewing. And I came across Mimi G. And then that's from there. Then that's when I discovered there was something called Instagram. And then I started following her on Instagram. And then, of course, you start following all the people, sewing people on Instagram. And then people start having YouTube channels. And then I just started showing more about YouTube. I'm sorry, sewing on YouTube over the years, my trial and errors, my ups and downs, different things. And I'm still on that sewing journey, which has been amazing. But it's through that that So Natural Dane, the business started about 4 years ago. That initially wasn't my intention, but it was different things I was enjoying and I was liking. That was like, well, not I, Holy Spirit, Alethea, no, when you get the vision from God and the Holy Spirit keep nudging you to do this and do that. But for me, it took a while to get to that space because I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking at all these other people with all these hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, YouTube that sew or that do different things like that. And I'm like, who am I to get into this space when I don't do fit. I'm not some fit expert. I'm not, I'm just showing what I do and showing what I enjoy. And so that's pretty much where it all started and has been growing from there and evolving from there.
Well, look, we always like to tell God what we can't do, right? Like,
Right.
I can't do this. I don't look like that. I don't have this. But I mean, He wouldn't be the God He is if we could do it all, right?
Exactly.
So we just have to trust Him. So yeah, you're right. There's been many times I'm like, Lord, you know what? That's how So Much Talent kind of started. I saw all these people doing this blog. I'm like, what is a blog? What is that all about? And I saw at that time Mimi G, Erica Bunker, and Adrian were the three. They were it, you know. And I thought, you know what? Well, maybe let me do something local. And I felt like it was the Lord leading me to do that. And I did, but I'm thinking everything was so overwhelming. But one thing I've learned about God is that when you start one thing, like if you take the first step,
Yes.
then that's when he starts opening up the rest. Like you can't see the whole picture. All you
Right.
know is there's something that you need to do, but he's not gonna always tell you everything. He's not gonna show you everything. Or you might see the big picture, but he's not gonna show you how to get there.
Right.
That's where trust and faith and belief comes in. You take that initial step, then it's like the next step shows, the next step will show, and the next thing you know, you're there.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
right. So it's been incredible to see your journey because, like I said, you were doing the prayer pillows and the journals. And we're not going to get into that. This is going to be a whole nother show because I want to do a show with like believers in sewing,
Oh,
and
yes.
sewing in
Absolutely.
faith. Yeah. So we'll talk about some of the challenges and the trials that you had to kind of maneuver through and overcame. And now, like when you came out on the other side, it's like you just like all these other things just came about. So now you have the Black History Pattern Maker Designers, the challenge. I don't
Yeah.
know which came first.
Yeah, BHM Pattern Designers, that is the annual every February where I promote and people participate in the annual sewing challenge where during the month of February is when you're sewing a pattern from, well, it doesn't even have to be sewing. It's quilting, crocheting, knitting, embroidery, bra making. All of this has evolved over the years. Initially, it wasn't so much all of these different designers, but now it really has grown and continues to grow. But the month of February is when we are focusing on Black pattern designers.
All right. So now you have So Natural Dane.
Yes,
Now you have Fabi
yes,
Boutique, which is more your faith-based stuff,
yes,
right?
yes.
And talk about faith-based stuff. Now, you also I don't know if you lead women in prayer or you um foster the idea of your connection for a prayer group, but I know you just recently wrote a book.
I did. Again, that's like you say, that is with the Fabric Boutique, my faith-based business, and I do have it here. I know, thank you, Alethea. I know you did support, but here it is. It's a book called titled "Wives Still Pray: What to Do When God Told You Divorce Is Not the Answer." That book has been Holy Spirit. I laugh because it took so long, but that book was in me for years because of what my husband and I went through and what God did for our marriage and restored us through. But the prayers and whatnot that's in this book, that book dropped, it was last year in
Hmm.
October 2024. And so through that, the Wives Still Pray ministry part of that is there is a private Facebook group for that. But also I have been invited to different women's Christian based events where I'm able to talk about the book. And so that is something else I'm looking to also continue to do and grow in is having that book, being able to talk through the book, as a guest in different spaces, faith-based spaces and different things like that for Wives Still Pray and the Fabric Boutique, like you say, that has prayer and devotional pillows, prayer journals, and all of that.
Right, right. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a mouthful. But one of the things that come to mind, I don't know, there might be some people here that are faith-based and some are not. It's okay. But what comes to mind as you were talking, there's a scripture, I might not be saying it correctly all the way through, but unless a seed falls to the ground and die, pretty much it can't grow. And
Right.
so like I said, we listen, won't get into it, but it's like there's a period of time that all of us kind of fall to the ground, or we kind of just die to some things, or things we go through some trials and things like that. But when we come out of the other side of it, we blossom, right?
Yes.
And that's what this kind of reminds me of. Like there's so much, you've got so many leaves and stems to this thing. And now we have the sewing retreat.
Yes.
So tell us how that came about, and you just had your first one, and you generally take about a year to plan it.
Yes.
So tell me how you got started. What was that birth from, and then your process?
Well, at the 5-year mark of BHM Pattern Designers is when I held a one-day event here in Texas. And it was just one day. It was different classes, different instructors the whole day. The night before, we did a meet and greet for those who flew in. The interesting thing was, because again, you kind of learn as you go and you're like, ooh, who's going to come to this? And I was like, who's going to come to this? I really didn't know how to advertise it because I never did anything like that before. And so I just kind of talked about it on my YouTube channel, and posted about it on Instagram. And wouldn't you know, 95, I kid you not, 95% of the people who came to that one day event were from out of Texas, outside of Texas. People were from Florida, New York, uh, California, Arizona, everywhere. And I was like, wow, how did these people from out of the state come here? And I don't have but a couple people from in-state that's here. And I was like, well, maybe I don't know. I was like, okay, Lord, okay, thank you. But from that event, people asked me, why don't you do a multi-day retreat? And I was thinking, after that event, because I asked for feedback and all of that, and I got messages and stuff, and I was like, really? And the first thing I'm thinking in my mind, I know people who've done multi-day retreats. Those people know what they're doing. They know how to pull stuff together. Me, heck no. So I remember I put out there for what was that, 6th year? The following year, I was like, no, I'm not doing it, because everybody wanted it that following year. I was like, no, I need time. I am a planner. I'm a visioner. And so at the time, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. But then the Holy Spirit was like, well, why not? Why are you putting yourself down here and elevating all these people and comparing yourself to all these people, as we are all, when we're spending time with God? At least for me, it's like, you not to pay attention to over here. Right. I put you in this lane, and this is what I need for you to do. Have faith and walk this out. And so I was like, okay, I'm doing it. When I announced I was doing it, I didn't announce it until I was talking about it, but then I announced it that following year for the next year. So it was, like you say, I always plan a year in advance. And so it was that following year, after the 5th year and the 6th year, I announced year 7, I will do my first multi-day soul retreat. That thing sold out in within a week. And I only did 30 spots because I was like, okay, I don't know. Again, I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm being obedient. Who gonna come? And the sucker sold out within a week. And under a week. It was actually under a week. And I was like, wow. And so I said, okay. And so it was amazing. So anybody who missed it or don't know how it was or anything like that, maybe some people are catching this, or people who came, I don't know, but you can go to the retreat page and see pictures, testimonies, video, a link to the video, a highlight reel of the retreat on the retreat page. And so it was just simply amazing. And not only did God say, yes, you can do this, God told me where it needed to be and where it needs to be held. And it is held at Jordan Ranch, which is a retreat center. And it is actually owned and operated as a whole separate ministry and business by the church that I attend. And so, and that property is absolutely beautiful. It is fruitful ground. When I tell you that property is constantly prayed on, prayed over, walked through, prayed on. It holds a lot of ministry retreats, ministry events, different and other events. They do, they have a couple quilt events that's held there. And so it was a great fit. Actually, when I went and did a walkthrough up there first, it was the quilt, I guess they had a day retreat or something was going on there. So that was awesome for me to see them set all up with their sewing machines and stuff like that, and see the vision come to life through seeing that. And so, God always knows what he's doing.
And that's why we always have to look to him, to lead us and guide us, And I know some people say, well, it ain't that deep and it ain't that spiritual, but as believers, we know that there's a certain protocol we
Yeah.
have to follow. It can seem the same as everything else, but when you want it to be done right, you have to. I didn't, when I did my first one, you talk about people who didn't know what they're doing. I had no clue, no clue. And I was just like you. I was just, Lord Jesus, please help me. What am I going to do? Because people were doing the same thing. And people love to say, you should do this, you should do that. But I'm like, well, y'all going to be back there with me when something ain't going right.
That's it.
But so you just have to step out there and trust. And when the timing is right,
Yes.
and when it's not right, when it's something that you shouldn't do. And so it looks like, from the pictures that you shared. And oh, let me just say this before we go forward. Where can they, I just want to plug this in here and type this in, but where can they go to find or sign up for the retreat?
They can go to sonaturaldane.com and they'll see at the top there's a banner. I put a link. I'm not sure if it popped up, but there is a page for the retreat. And then you can click on that page, you'll see it, and then you'll see everything that's there, who the instructors will be for 2026. And then you'll see the recap from 2025, some pictures, video, different things like that. And so yeah, it's always going to be in February because it coincides with BHM pattern designers. The
Mhm.
theme is Black pattern designers, all of that. So it will always coincide with BHM pattern designers. And so for 2026, that will be year 8 of BHM pattern designers, but year 2 for the retreat. And Alethea, to your point about timing and God's timing and when we're supposed to do things, Holy Spirit said, year 9, you're not doing a retreat. I was like, okay, I'm game. When you get a, I'm like, I'm game. And so, but God was showing me some other things personally that I need to focus on after this retreat. Like he got this retreat. This is going to be fun for 2026. So if you interested in coming, definitely come. But for those who don't know, my husband unexpectedly recently lost his mother in April. And so we have been dealing with a lot of family stuff behind the scenes, still dealing with some of that. And so there is some big family stuff that's coming up next year after the 2026 retreat that I can't focus on a retreat for that following year. I just need to take a break and do some other things, obviously, that God is showing me. But he was like, year 10? I mean, who knew? Year 10. Look, y'all, year 10 is 2027, and that is 10 years of doing BHM Pattern Designers Annual Sewing Challenge. But it will be the 3rd year for doing the multi-day retreat. And I was like, Lord, I know. We know there's power in numbers, right? We know,
Right.
look,
Right.
okay, year 10.
I'm right. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with
That
you.
is no coincidence. Year 10 of doing BHM pattern designers will be year 3 of doing the annual sewing, the multi-day sewing retreat. And that one will probably be longer because a lot of people have asked for that. And I'm like, y'all want to be down here for a whole week? Yeah, I'm like, come on now. And so yeah, it's gonna be longer. I got some stuff planned for that one. But anyway, we're going to focus on 2026 because 2026 is going to be amazing. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I'm adding in a couple extra things because I know I'm not doing one the following year. But anyway.
So y'all can see Natita is a planner. All right. So make no mistake about it. Everything is strategically set in order the way it should be. So I'm excited for you. That's awesome. Like I saw some of the pictures from the last one and I saw all the happy faces and stuff. So I know it's given a great time and some of the presenters that were there. So talk about the presenters that's going to be there in 2026.
Okay, so for 2026, We have, so for 2020, let me say for this year that just passed, we had 5 instructors. That's how I built that the retreat, the first one, over these different instructors and different days. And it was packed. It was busy. It was a busy time. For those who don't know, for the retreat, you don't bring anything but your body. You don't bring a sewing machine. You don't have to bring supplies or anything. I provide all that's included in the cost. So when you see that cost out there, you minus that registration fee to secure your spot, $13.75 is the balance. I have payment plans set up. So if you want to do a payment plan, quite a few people pay in full. It's all depends on your what you're able to do, but there are payment plans available. And so what do you get? Not only do you get your lodging in Jordan Ranch, is absolutely beautiful. You get served. You will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do ask you for your dietary restrictions. We're not doing this, oh, I'm keto, I'm paleo. No, if you can't have nuts or seafood or meat or, you tell me that, and you get spoiled. And you eating all day. Your meals are provided all day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. So you get the sewing machine, the classes. Isabel, she came this past year. She's coming again in 2026. She is teaching her signature trouser fitting class. If you've been following Isabel on Instagram, you should. If you're not, in Facebook, she gave you a little sneak peek into what those trousers will be looking like and what she will be teaching live at the retreat. So we're very excited about that. The next instructor is Nikki Griffin with Bra Builders. As you all know, first Black-owned company like that. I know she was in the process of moving the business from Wisconsin to, I believe, is Georgia. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, Alethea, on that, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
And
Atlanta, Georgia.
She is planning to attend the retreat just as an attendee, but her and I talk, and she's also going to teach a class while she's there for bra making. And so that one is, you will pay, and it's only $50, and you get everything in your kit for Nikki. And so that will be by count. So for those who, oh yeah, since I'm coming, I'll do the bra class, because everybody, when it was polled, wasn't interested in the bra making part, but there were it's like half and half people who do and all of that. So I'll get that list to her, and she'll send a special link to all of the retreat people. She'll be going live in the Facebook group. So there is a private Facebook group. Once you're registered and everything, you get the link to the So Natural Dane retreat Facebook group. That is only for, can I just pause for the cause and say, when you see So Natural Dane Facebook group, that's only for people who are attending the retreat. I have always all these people that's trying to join the group. And I'm thinking, why is everybody trying to join this group? And I'm thinking, well, maybe I put in the description that is only for people attending the retreat. But I mean, so anybody who, I decline you coming into the group, that's why. Is because it's only for people who are attending the retreat only. And so, but anyway, and plus you get shuttle service. You can pay extra for shuttle service from either airport. You get picked up from either George Bush or Austin. Austin is closer, believe it or not, than the George Bush. But all of that information is on the registration page. So you get everything: your food, your all the kit materials for your class, sewing machine, supplies, all of that. And yeah, in the venue, the property is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. Y'all got to go look at the video. Look at the video.
Now, how long is the retreat?
It is from the 12th, for 2026, is from the 12th through the 15th. So it's a Thursday through Sunday. It's a Thursday through Sunday.
Well, look, you can't beat that with all inclusive, all paid. No, you can't beat that. So let me ask you,
you paying for your airfare.
Well, yeah, you pay for your airfare, but everything on the ground. Let's make that clear. Everything on the ground paid for.
Even the field trip. I have to mention there's a field trip for 2026. We are going shopping next year. And so it even includes that. It won't include for the field trip when we go out to eat, because that is the only time, that one meal that you won't have at the ranch, that we'll be eating out. And so But anyway, outside of that, yeah, everything is covered. Come on, come on, y'all.
Y'all still got time. And listen, how many, because I know you have a set amount of spaces. So how many, I mean, are we good? Good to go? Like
We
we need
still
to
have
get
a
in
few
there?
spaces left. I did increase the number of people for this year because of the amount of people it sold out so quickly last year. The amount of people that either emailed, DM, or reached out and said, "Hey, will you have more people? Why is it just 30?" And it was just 30, y'all, because I didn't know what I was doing, and so I didn't want to uh I just want to make sure that the accommodations and everything, I just want to see how everything went with the 30 and if I
Mhm.
wanted to increase the number of people. And so I was able to increase it. And it's double occupancy, I should say that. This first year I did have the option for people who wanted to room by themselves. And so that was possible. And then I had double occupancy and triple occupancy options. For 2026 is all double occupancy. And so you'll see that when that's out there. And if you don't have anybody to room with, don't worry, you make friends. Don't worry, you make friends, and we'll get you teamed up. It's open to all races. I've had people also reach out to me. Didn't think I necessarily have to always say that, but it doesn't matter your race and or whatever, come on, your race, come on, you can come.
But you know what? I like that you said that because sometimes one side or the other can feel isolated because sometimes you have retreat, it's nothing but black folk, and then sometimes you have retreat, that's nothing but white folk.
Yes.
And I'm just keeping it simple. But it's good when you have a mix, when it's, everybody's coming. Like there's no set, who's coming. Everybody feels a part.
Yes.
And I like it when it's like that, because we're all apart. We all do the same thing. So I
Yes.
like it when people can come and then they can feel like we're all one big family, with no restrictions, no reservations, no hidden agendas, no side eyes, and, things like that, because I mean, initially, ultimately, that's how God sees us, right? He don't
Yes.
see differences. But we're in a real world, so things like that is worth mentioning, worth saying. Karen Orr over on Instagram says that she loves that there's a sewing retreat and she thinks it's going to be an epic endeavor. Thank you, Karen, for watching. So she
Yes.
said,
Anybody got a
bravo,
question?
bravo.
I can answer any questions anybody has.
Yeah, definitely. If y'all have any questions, feel free and make sure that Natita gets to answer those. So tell us kind of what the food was like. I know you said that you're paying attention to everybody's dietary restrictions and whatnot, but what did y'all have last year?
Oh my gosh. What didn't we have? So some people, I will say, so for example, there were some people who did not eat meat. So those people got seafood. Salmon. What else did they get? Catfish? That's a good question because my only restriction was dairy. So I don't do dairy. And so, and the thing is, you let me know so I can let the venue know because what they do is they have a special tag for you to wear every day. So when you're being served, if anybody saw the videos and pictures, you go up to be served and all the food is made fresh daily. And so they serve you and they can see on your tag if you don't do dairy, they know not to give you something that might have cheese in it or something like that.
Mm.
But I mean, we had some good salads, some good meat, some seafood, the desserts. You have dessert. Oh, the dessert is always so good. Then the drinks, and of course, available all throughout the day. You can have water, coffee, and different beverages like that throughout the day that served with your meal. One night it was too cold. I had it planned, but we didn't stay out there long because it ended up being cooler at night. It was beautiful weather, but it was cooler this one particular night where there was a fire pit where we did s'mores, where you can do the s'mores and all that. And I shared that. And you can see it in the highlight reel too over on the BHM Pattern Designers page, but Instagram page. But we had a fun event like that. and I have something else planned for 2026. But the food, a few people told me it was too much food. They couldn't eat it all, but they tried because we had, there was a set time where breakfast was served, where lunch was served, and then when dinner was served. And because we stayed so busy, that was the other thing. We were so busy that some people were able to finish their project, some people weren't. The intention wasn't necessarily for people to be able to finish from beginning to end. I did have several people, a few people, maybe 2 or 3 people there who have never sewn, or was very new to sewing, or was just at that beginner stage. And so some of those people obviously didn't finish everything. And the more experienced sewers, they were able to finish, and they helped people who didn't have as much experience. That's what I love about retreats, whether I'm doing them or whoever's doing them, it doesn't matter. You have people from all different levels of creativity and sewing experience that you just love on one another. Like, oh, girl, I help you with that. This is how this go and everything. And I gave everybody time that first night that they got in to become familiar with the sewing machine. We use a Brother machine. And for the most part, everybody was like, oh, okay, this is easy. I got one that wasn't so elementary to use, but wasn't so super advanced either. But it has a ton of stitches. It had the walking foot comes with it, the extension table, all of that. And so you have that community that really do hover around you, and so you don't feel left out or like, oh, I don't get it. Or you know how sometimes you can be in spaces that I have where you feel like, okay, am I the only one that don't get this? No, ma'am, it's probably several others. Just say something, we're gonna come over there and love on you and help you through the whole process. But I know that's a digress from the food, but the food was absolutely marvelous.
That's awesome though. That's awesome to hear, because you want to foster community, and that's what I love about a lot of our Facebook groups, is that it's very supportive, to help each other, whether you're a newbie, whether you are a pro, whether you're a novice or intermediate, it doesn't matter. Everybody gets in there and help each other. But Lakia apparently was there, and she said the food was excellent. She said her favorite was the s'more.
I have to pop in and say thank you to Lakia, because and I'll have the same thing in 2026. And this is the part people don't see, or I did not share, because I think it's a private time and whatnot. But every morning I started the day with prayer. And so we went into a prayer room at the ranch. This is specifically a prayer room for prayer, for people who wanted prayer, pray together, specific prayers covering the people at the retreat. That was first and foremost, because none of this can be possible without God. That's how I walk. And so there was prayer time, and Lakia did join, and a few others did join for that. So yes, we had that in every morning.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Isabel says hello. Isabel, we just posted, we just shared about you being a part of that retreat. Yeah, I'm sorry, something's causing my eyes to burn. But I also wanted to mention that Zena says, girl, don't you dare say you had catfish on the menu. That's our favorite. Oh my goodness.
So I believe so. Anybody who went to the retreat, that was the no meat group, that might see this, definitely leave it in the comments. Because I just ate everything except for anything that had dairy in it. I didn't have anything that had dairy.
I love how that you identified those that were eating certain things. That's a great way to do it. The last retreat that I did, well, actually, let me tell you a funny story. The first retreat that I did, found myself doing that differentiating those who didn't eat regular food and those who were on diet. I had no clue about vegetarian, paleo, what all this stuff is different. I had no idea. So the first retreat, the folks that didn't eat meat or that were had certain diet restrictions, they got mush. They got it was like a pate or something. I don't know what it was, but I looked, I was like, oh God. it didn't look good. It didn't look advertising or appetizing. It was just, yeah. So talk about learning how to do certain things. I was like, yeah, nah, you have to get somebody in who knows about all these different dietary things. But I like the fact that you had somebody there to prepare. You had meals all throughout the day, and then they differentiated, who's doing what. So it sounded like it was an awesome time. And I would love maybe at some point in time, bring some of those folks back in that could share their experiences for that first retreat that you did.
Yes, that would be
So,
awesome.
yeah. So anything else that you want to share? I know we're kind of winding down. We're at that 45-minute mark.
No, feel free to DM me on Instagram, even on Facebook, or the easiest thing is to email hello@sonaturaldane.com. And just if you have specific questions or anything after you've gone to the retreat page and you're still kind of wondering, you do get to, when you do register and everything, you do get to choose which airport you want to fly into and fly out of. And so I know I have that accurate count for the shuttle, because you get shuttle service for those who need it. For those who are driving, that's not necessary, or those who might be local coming in. And again, the machines, all of that. If there's any particular questions I can answer that maybe people don't have today or right now while we're live, feel free to just reach out to me directly and I will answer those questions for you. But we have a few spots left. Let's go ahead and get them filled.
Yeah, because February will be here before you know it. So make sure you go to sonaturaldane.com and link up with Natita to get the information that she's telling you about. Anything I know about Natita, it's going to be done in excellence. Everything is going to be done in excellence. And so Lakia has already said she's learned a lot. And so I'm excited. So make sure you go again to sonaturaldane.com and check out. Now, don't try to inbox or DM. Well, she did say you can DM her, but sometimes that can be overwhelming. But I'm pretty sure all the information that you need to know is right there on the website. So you get to learn about So Natural Dane and everything that's going on there. Oh, one of the things I did want to talk about, and I think this is either part of So Natural Dane or your Fabric Boutique, but you have a new collection out, the Mocha
The
Mousse.
Mocha Mousse collection, yes, that's
Yeah.
what's for Natural Dane. That
Okay.
is for those who follow. I did, just in case you mentioned, I did have a couple things there. That is the Mocha Mousse collection is based off of the color of the year for Pantone this year is Mocha Mousse. And
Mhm.
so this collection was meant to come out a little earlier this year. It just dropped in June. And so it is for those who are already familiar, I have like sticky notepads, sticky notes. These are very popular. My acrylic, these acrylic paper clips, and so they're sewing themed. Everything is sewing themed, and so
Oh,
the paper clips, and so the Mocha Mousse collection is all of that, but in a specific color of Mocha Mousse. So I have like the notepads, and then I just got all of, for those who don't follow my YouTube, I just got in. These are washi tapes. So for those who do have planners, you have your creative planners. I do have a line of washi tape in, and actually the notepads, the Mocha Mousse notepads. If anybody haven't watched my YouTube channel, the manufacturer sent me the wrong color, the background color. So those are all marked half off on my website. So you can, and they have the magnetic back. So if you, like me, have a notepad on your refrigerator writing maybe your grocery list, but then you also have, I don't know, you can barely see over here, I have that's a magnetic board that I can put my notepad on and stuff, and you can write down your projects and notes and jot things down, stuff like that. So yeah, that's the Mocha Mousse collection over on So Natural Dane.
that is awesome. So make sure that you check Natita out because there's so much that's going on. She's still doing the prayer pillows, the prayer journals. I mentioned her book earlier, Wives Who Still Pray, or how's it? Tell me the name of that. Oh, I think I just
Alethea,
released her.
okay, I see you.
Okay, there we go. All right, so I was just saying that you still have, excuse me, you still have the prayer pillows, you have the prayer journals, and then you have your book, Wives Who Still Pray. Is that the name of it?
Wives Still Pray. That's
Wives
all
Still Pray.
through the Fabric Boutique. So that's all of that stuff that you just mentioned is through my other business, the Fabric Boutique. And so, yeah, and which is linked in the So Natural Dane Instagram page. In
Mhm.
the bio, you'll see the Fabric Boutique, and you can just click on that and go check all of that stuff out.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So y'all, Tita has a lot going on. So Natural Dane, Fabric Boutique, Black History Pattern Designers Challenge each year, and I'm sure a lot of you have been a part of that. And now the Sewing Retreat. All right, so make sure you go in and check that out and show Natita some love. Before we leave out, Natita, I know you are wearing something that you made.
I am. Yes, I am. This is the Love Notions. Oh my,
Oh,
I love drapey cowl necks or V necks. Um, type tops, and it has the, can you see? Yeah, it has the little split
uh-huh.
sleeve. How come I can't remember the name of this? I wear this all the time. It's by Love Notions. Oh, it's bad. And I'm a Love Notions brand ambassador, y'all, and I cannot. Chorus top. It's the
Chorus
chorus
top.
top. That's what it is.
Okay. Okay, that is cute. I love the colors in it.
Thank you.
Yeah, love the colors.
My favorite
And
color.
yeah, so I was gonna do like rapid fire questions, but I thought, at the end we'll just talk about what you had on. I want to share. I am wearing
Oh,
the
I like
Pony Rainbows. It's a Know Me pattern. I don't know the number of it, but it's the cutest little jumpsuit. And y'all know we love some pockets, right?
Yes,
And
I love
I think
fabric.
this Sally print came from Melanated Fabrics when they were open. And so I love this little jumpsuit. It comes as a little short romper too. So I think I'm gonna make another one. My mother, and my sister are going out for a 3-day vacate next week. And so I think I'm gonna make me another one.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that fabric.
Yeah. I don't know the pattern number, but it's Corny Rainbows pattern by Know Me. Know Me.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, before we leave out, anybody have any questions? We still have a few minutes left. For those of you that are watching on Instagram, thank you so much for watching. For those of you that are watching from YouTube, thank you so much. And I have not forgotten those that are watching on the So Much Talent Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. All right. Well, no last questions or anything. Natita, you have given us an earful. I'm so excited for you and everything that's going on right now. Looks like everything is going up. And can't wait to hear more about the retreat for 2026 and also the retreat for 2028.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yes.
exciting. All right. Well, thank you so much for being a guest of So Let's Talk. I can't wait to do it again. And don't forget, I'll reach out to you and let you know when we get ready to do that Sewing in Faith series. So
Yes.
there's
Let me
several
know.
ladies, yeah, that I want to chat with and how you progress through this in your faith. Isabel says Natita is an amazing hostess.
Oh,
Yay!
yeah.
Uh, hey, Dimps Designs, how art thou? It's been a while. Good to see you. All right, so we're going to end it here. Again, Natita, thank you so much. And don't forget to share this out. You get to see this again on YouTube. I don't know that you'll see this on Instagram. I might post highlights there. And sorry to my TikTok folks. I didn't get to share it there, but I'll post highlights there. All right. I love y'all to life. Blessings and peace. And y'all have an amazing day today. And thank you, Natita.
Bye.